The demand is high, the supply is low.
When a baby dies, a mother continues to produce breast milk, and that can actually be an extremely distressing experience.
How in the world is it possible to donate breast milk?
After breastfeeding community is supporting raising resources.
You know, there are these babies who are born preterm and others are just born sickly, they require surgery.
In our country, we only have 2 breast milk banks, one in Zambia and one in Mbale.
I'm given an address to go and visit this foundation.
When my daughter died, nobody had warned me about that.
So that kind of distressing time, if there is someone who can come in and really save you from distress, I think those people are worthy.
We have a medical lactation specialist.
Having had a daughter die several years ago, I'm aware of the importance of donating breast milk and how it can save the lives of many neonates.
What really inspired the whole of this foundation is the fact that the owner was not able to produce her own milk that time.
When she was pregnant with her daughter, they were told that the child would get surgery at birth. So she has her child in April 2021, and her child had to get an operation.
And after the death of that baby, she didn't know what to do with this excess milk, and all the breasts are sore, so she had no idea what to do. And then she asks herself, what do I do with this breast milk? I think there's another mother who needs this milk.
Our duty as ATA is to avail the product and ensure baby thrives.
What's the inspiration behind this wonderful community, and how has it evolved over time?
ATA Breast Milk Community started in 2021. We are about to make 3 years. We shall make 3 years on the 1st of July. How did ATA start? Our founder, a lady called Tracy Ahumuza, was pregnant with her baby, her first child, Alisa. Also, before we get there, you see ATA Breast Milk Community, AT stands for Alisa Taha, and TA is Tracy Ahumuza. You know, it sounds like milk, matter, ATA. It rhymes so well. Yes. When she was pregnant with her daughter, they were told that the child would get surgery at birth. Yeah, so she has her child in April, on 2nd April. 2nd? Yeah, it could be 2nd April, but early April 2021, and her child had to get an operation. Please note, we were in COVID times, we are in lockdown. So when the little girl gets an operation, they ask her to avail them with milk. So she had gone with formula. They told her, no, we need breast milk. During antenatal, no one had told her about that. Luckily, her sister-in-law was breastfeeding, so the sister-in-law availed breast milk. She was a C-section mom, so she hadn't yet started producing her own milk. Yeah, but sadly, Alisa didn't make it. She rested. A few days later, then she had so much breast milk. She asks the medical people, where do I put this milk? You know, since I also needed it and I didn't have where to get it, where do I put this milk? They told her the best thing we can do for you is to give you tablets and dry it up. So she's like, no, since I needed the milk, probably there is another mother who needs it. Yeah, so after that day, it weighed heavily on her heart, yeah. So that's how ATA came into existence. 3 months after the loss of her child, her baby died in April, and then ATA started in July. So we are founded from a little girl who never lived, but because of her memory, we are here, and her mother every day wakes up to ensure many children are saved. That's how many of us joined the cause and are part of ATA Breast Milk Community. That's how ATA came into existence.
Wow, such an inspiration.
Yeah.
And how has it evolved since July?
2021. 2021, it was a one-man show. She ran everything by herself. The first money that she used was her own money, the money she had saved up to take care of her child the first couple of months of her life, testing the donor mothers, availing breast milk bags, everything. She did it out of pocket. In the beginning, she used to match a donor mother to a recipient, which eventually became unsustainable because at times it would put strain on a donor mother. Right now, we are the pooling, like we pull it together, we have it together, and then we dispatch it. That has been a journey of growth. The team has grown. She was alone. I came along. Other people came along. The team has grown. That also it can run, with not just her and more. We have partners, on board. And then, the most important is we have served over 450 babies. Wow. We have given out over 650 liters of breast milk. What other growth story would someone tell you apart from that? Yes.
That's quite a remarkable growth. And I'm thinking the community is getting bigger and bigger every other day.
Yeah, sure, it does.
All right. So that's quite touching, inspiration, where Atta is coming from. So let's move on. In case I want to donate milk, how do I donate this milk, and how does it get to the baby in need?
So when we need breast milk, we put out a call. We are on a couple of media spaces. We are on Twitter, X. I still struggle to call it X. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on LinkedIn. We have a website, an amazing website. So we put up a call. When we put up a call, someone shows interest, but also by word of mouth. There are people who knows a mother who is feeding and has excess milk and tells them there is a place I know that will need the extra milk. So that's how we put out a call, and then people reach out who want to donate.
They do?
Yeah, when they reach out, then we start the journey. Someone from here will call the potential potential donor, have a conversation with them, like that pre-conversation, know how old their baby is, know what do they have excess milk, like generally have a conversation. Now that first conversation is what sets pace for us having them tested, and then onboarded. So, we go through an entire process. Yeah, I am not medical. Our founder, Tracy Ahomza, is not medical, but we have medical support. We have a medical lactation specialist. We have Dr. Kathy from Umbale. We have Professor Katrina. We have medical people. Even the different hospitals we work with, the medical team is there. So we have a lot of, support and guidance from the medical people. And then we also get to read so much, research as much as possible to grow, in what we are doing. Yeah, so when we get the milk, how do we get to dispatch it out? We are community-based, community as is, yeah. So, but it doesn't limit us from giving babies who are in the NICUs, the neonatal intensive care units. We give them milk. Atta right now, we give milk to babies that are born too soon, babies that are born too sick, and they are unable to access their own mother's milk. So we give them milk as the mother works on their own supply. We are an emergency, Yeah, so there are those babies who are born preterm. A baby is 400 grams, 1 kilogram. They need milk to thrive, to survive. And then there is a child who will be born term. You see, just like our own Alyssa, who, because of her, we are here today, and many other babies have been saved and given milk, needed breast milk after surgery. Yeah. So these are the kinds of people we give. So a hospital will reach out, a medical person will reach out, or they'll share a number, and the mother will reach out, and then we find out what the issue is, yeah, and then we can be able to provide breast milk. Yeah, I think you have met our rider and our bike, and yeah, so yeah, he takes the milk, he picks the milk. Wonderful man who loves his job, and we are honored and blessed that we get to do this work with, you know. For us, it's not just work, it's service. We are honored to get to serve in ATA and partner with different people, but most importantly, give hope to our family. You can send a message on any of our platforms. There will always be someone to get in touch with you.
Then you test me, I go for medical.
Before we get to the test, we have a conversation before we get to the testing. And then from that conversation, then we know, it's like a pre-screening, then we know if we are testing you or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, do you provide me with the necessities, like the gadgets, the pumps, and everything that I may need during the process of...
We give breast milk bags, sterile breast milk bags. We have to be very sure of the packaging. Several mothers will have their breast milk pumps. But in the absence, we provide, you know. But of course, it's, you know, an expensive thing to maintain. But in the absence of where a mother doesn't have, we provide. But it's standard, we give out breast milk bags, standard. Our rider, the gentleman that you saw and spoke to earlier, Shaban, a very gracious human being, he gets to, he picks the milk, he takes the milk, because also we have to ensure we keep the cold chain. See, that milk is frozen, so we have to ensure we keep the cold chain. He goes, delivers these bags to these mothers, and he's the same person who picks the milk. He is the same person who delivers the milk to the babies that need it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. So I'm sure during this service you face some challenges. What are some of those challenges, and how do you overcome them?
There is no space that doesn't have challenges.
True.
The major one that weighs us a lot. The demand is high, the supply is low. So there are moments a mother, a father, a guardian will reach out and they want breast milk and we don't have it. That is heartbreaking, where you can't give a solution. That's
are
one.
You the only people? Are you the only community doing this?
Yes, we are. In our country, we only have 2 breast milk banks, one in Zambia and one in Mbale, which recently launched last week on Friday, which has been on for the last 9 months. Yeah. So I believe we have been here longer than both. We have been here longer than both. So there are times when there is no milk. There is no milk to give. And you can't put pressure on a mother donating because they also have to give milk to their own child. So you can't put pressure on them. At times there is just no milk. And then the demand is high. That is one of the biggest challenges. It's heartbreaking for a parent to reach out and you tell them, I'm sorry, we can't help you. It's very heartbreaking. So that is a challenge. 2, of course, we need these things, breast milk bags, breast milk pumps. These things are quite expensive. Bringing breast milk bags into the country, it's very expensive. The one on the market are not as good. And then breast milk pumps are very expensive. These are the things we need. You know, there would be more mothers who want to donate, but you have to give a pump. These things are very expensive. So the cost to have one breast milk bag get to a recipient is really high. So that is a challenge. That is a challenge. Those would be the 2 outstanding ones. Any other, those are negligible.
Yeah. And I'm calling upon all of you, if there's anything you can do about it. I met a lot of people in the Kids Expo who are dealing with these baby essentials. They have breast pumps, they have other things like the Ozazi. I think Miss Nalifo should be part of this community as well. Okay, so moving on, can you share a touching story of a family that benefited from this, from the donated breast milk? Just one touching story.
You see, when you ask me for a story, every family I work on, every family we work on, not even I, because we are an entire team, every family we work on, every child we serve, every mother that gives us milk is special. You know, every story is unique. It's unique, so you can't say this stands out and this doesn't stand out. By the time a parent is reaching out and they are helpless, you know, for the mothers, and I'll tell you generally, for a mother, they will feel my body has failed me, my body is not producing milk. Why can't my body produce milk? Because growing up, when you get pregnant, you have breast milk. And now you're here, you do not have breast milk. Probably your child is born up preterm. So they become very helpless. And they feel like my body is failing me. Why can't I produce milk? Why was my baby born preterm? Why is my baby very little? Why is my baby sick? You know, we are dealing with a lot of whys. So each and every story is unique because it's a story of its own. But also because these are very confidential things. I can't have to sit and talk about a family or a child. It's very confidential unless they choose to do it by themselves and tell. Our duty as ATA is to avail the product and ensure baby thrives and look for the milk and ensure that if the mothers and the fathers and the families are willing to have these stories out, it's upon them, but not from us, because their information is confidential. But I'll tell you, every child we work on is special to us, and it's a story which is touching. Why we wake up every day and keep going, because there is a family that called and says, you know, they always tell us, these are your babies. They send pictures and say, you people, this is how far your babies have gone.
Wow,
and for us, and then for us, that is, it fills your heart. You're like, amazing. Probably someone sends you a picture, the baby was 900 grams and this baby is 6 months. You're like, wait a minute. You know, that is the thing of, we were part of this journey. So those are things we wake up to every morning. The appreciations and seeing this baby thrive, you're like, we were part of ensuring this child grows. Yeah.
Quite amazing.
So
how do I support and get involved in this community?
So you can support ATA in many ways.
Okay.
You can give financial, because we have to test the donor mothers. They go through a couple of tests. Testing 1 is not cheap, let alone testing 5. Imagine we have had over 200 mothers give us milk. So the tests are quite expensive.
And it's you guys who incur these tests or the recipient?
No, we incur the tests. We are in partnership with Rocket Health, and we are grateful for the partner they have been, you know, their turnaround time. They go to the mothers and pick the samples, and then we get, the milk is tested as well for maybe bacteria. So financial support, we need as much of it as possible. We need breast milk bags. Bringing them into the country is extremely expensive. So we need breast milk bags, the good quality ones. We need breast milk pumps. Oh yes, we do need breast milk pumps. We need people to volunteer. We have a very lean team, so we need people to volunteer with ATA breast milk community. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have like outreaches? I mean, in what areas can people come in and volunteer besides donating milk and the financial part? And How can they volunteer?
So you see, we would ask them to reach out to us, because when you're dealing with something which entails confidentiality, there are things which you just can't sit online and speak about. But of course, in every department that is in ATA, we would need a lot of volunteers. We would need them. I would just call upon, if those who would desire to volunteer, to just reach out to us on our different media platforms.
Okay. That's amazing. When I was in the expo, I saw your team exhibiting those T-shirts. So can we say we can support ATA through buying those T-shirts or something?
Yeah, amazing. We have merchandise. We have T-shirts. We have jumpers. We have keychains. We have onesies, which are branded with ATA. And of course, we are going to have more coming on board. We have tote bags. By buying a tote bag, a T-shirt, a jumper, you are enabling one more mother to donate. You're enabling us to get more milk bags. You're enabling us to save one more baby, 2 more babies. Actually, right now, we have a virtual run. Till first, and we are trying to raise money for maintaining the cold chain, So you can check us out on all our social medias. The link is up, virtual run. Donate to ATA. Let's save one more child. Let's give hope to one more family. Yeah.
Thank you so much. One more last message to our viewers, to the mothers especially who are struggling with breast and all. Just one final message to the community out there.
Whenever I get an opportunity to speak, I will tell a mother who doesn't have milk, you're not alone. Your body has not failed you. You're not a failure. You're not a bad mother. You're struggling. You need help. But I also tell a mother who has excess, please give to save another child. But also to encourage mothers, please breastfeed. There's as much, the more you breastfeed, the more there is milk to give.
Yeah.
We need each other to save children. Everyone knows, there are mothers who have struggled to have children. And when kids come, there is no milk. That is more strain. We are in this together. Growing up, we were told a child is raised by a village. More than ever, serving at ATA is that constant reminder that a child is raised by a village. Sharing breast milk, that is us raising children together.
Thank you so much. And of course, this video is dedicated this conversation is dedicated to Alisa. May her memory live on forever. Thank you so much for having me today.
And actually, the one other thing we are always, there is a person we always forget to say thank you to. It's our founder. Not every mother would lose and choose to start something to save the other people. It's those things. We are grateful that Tracy woke up one day and started. She started. Yeah. She didn't know where she was headed to. She didn't know what it's going to look like, but she started. She started and put in money, and put in her resources, her time, even when she started, she had a job, so somewhere else. So we are grateful that she started. We are grateful she started. We are grateful that she gives us leadership. We are grateful that every single day she gives us a reason to go on. We are grateful. Yeah. And if, besides the donor mothers, the people who are partnered with us, the one person we shall always say thank you to is Tracy. We are grateful that she chose to do something. Because many of us, we sit and say, we cry. But as she was mourning and crying, she got a solution for other mothers when she lacked milk. You know that thing of saying, if I went through it, I don't want any other person to go through it. So I'll give help as much as I can.
The times when you're really grieving, you are able to come up with a solution. And that's how most great ideas are born, out of distressing times that you're able to save the world, because you don't want someone else to go through what you went through. And I mean, if you've not visited the hospitals, especially where women are birthing from, you can never know what truly happens there. But can you imagine how a mother feels? Like, you know, we are gifted with breasts, and every time you give birth, you feel like, oh, I have to breastfeed my child. And if it fails, you can beat yourself up and you think, I've failed my child, I can't even save my child. In a world where people are desperate, we need to come in for one another. A lot of mothers are going through a lot of things, especially around motherhood, the first 1,000 days. So I think if there is anything you can do for this mom, as little as donating your breast milk, I think you should come in without even being called upon. The moment you hear about this, just get on board and support this mother, because they go through a lot.